Mostly I'm quite isolated, so I like being on my own. Sometimes I feel not important and I feel like I stand out and I don't really fit in very well.
It makes me sad sometimes that I can't go out with my friends.
Sometimes being a young carer you can feel like very stressed, agitated. It doesn't feel like it's fair because not everyone has to do what you have to do.
Just not being able to do things because I've got to help out. Telling friends that I can't come out when they want me to.
Sometimes I feel frustrated that I'm a young carer. Sometimes I'm happy that I'm a young carer. It just depends how I'm feeling.
I feel proud of being a young carer, but not all the time because it does put emotional stress on you.
Well, you feel proud because you're looking after your mum or whoever you look after, because some people can't do that, and they probably, if they were for you for a day, they probably wouldn't be able to do it.
Just take it on. It's quite fun to do it actually, because you learn new skills and stuff.
I like it. It gives us like the sense of responsibility that like normal people my age wouldn't feel like this. They feel like they could do whatever they want, they can do whenever they want. Me, I feel like I'm a lot more responsible and mature than the other kids.
It makes us feel more mature, because unlike some people giving support out, they'll think it's boring or it's a waste of time, but I feel more mature when I'm giving support.
I just thought caring was normal until I came to Young Carers and I realised that it's a lot more than I thought.
Family Action is a national charity that works across England to support families in a range of different ways, and the Bridge in Durham is one of our projects, and it's a special project working across the county of Durham, working with over 130 young carers who are all individually caring for members of their family, and it does really vital work to support those young people.
When he's off school, he helps us more because like he'll get up in the morning and he'll like make me a cup of tea for us and make sure everything's like sorted like for the day and what we're going to be doing during the day. When he's at school, he'll tend to like do things so things are all ready for us. Like say he'll make us like crackers and some cheese and leave it on the bench and cover it up. So I've got like my meal and like a bottle of water because I won't use the kettle when he's not in. It just makes sure that everything's in order and I've got my tablets sorted and everything. So it's easier for me to get through the day until he does come in from school, and then he takes over when he comes in.
Typical day for me would obviously be a school day. I'd wake up pretty much the crack of dawn.
Sort me mum's tablets out.
Help her get out of chair.
Feed the animals in the morning.
My sister will then start to wake up. I have to make sure she gets out of bed.
I clean.
Lifting and carrying.
Make sure she's got a alright meal for breakfast.
I'll help her get dressed and take her shoes off.
Washing out the washing machine and putting it in the dryer.
I cook for myself and my mum.
I do the dishes and I iron.
Doing the washing up.
I'll empty the bin for her.
Making the beds and tidying the rooms.
I'll sometimes cook tea when my mum can't.
I wash up.
If she can't have dinner, I'll make her tea early. Put it over a cover in case I fall asleep.
Doing DIY around the house.
And I'll make her happy when she's sad.
Sometimes when you imagine a young carer, you see a young person doing the dishes and housework, and sometimes it's hard to see past just that, because I think the biggest part of being a young carer is the emotional support that you give people, and I think that is the hardest part about being a young carer, is just really supporting an adult emotionally when you are a child.
like I say, I can have like down days, even though the medication that I take, it does work. But there's sometimes that things do get to you where you kind of like, something might happen during the day, or something might, the slightest thing might just kick it off. And emotionally, he'll ask like how I'm feeling in myself, and I can sit and like I can talk to him. I can cry, and he's there for us. Like I say, emotionally and practical, he's there for us 110%.
I can tell when my mum's down. I know if something's wrong, and I know how to support her. I'm there for her. I'm a rock.
I usually have to listen to my mum. She does have some really, really bad days. Some of the days she's like okay, the pee is alright, but there is something going on in the head, and you know it's not normal, whether it's really dodgy thoughts, or with a lot of people with mental disorders, they do basically live in another world in their head.
When I'm at home, my mum can be very emotional, and she can like break down for no reason. It's just like she'll hallucinate stuff. Like, she'll hallucinate that her leg isn't there. There'll be no reason why her leg wouldn't be there. She would just hallucinate that it wasn't there, and trying to get our mind back into the way like it is there, then it's really hard. It's weird.
I think that some of the young carers can sometimes find it difficult to find out what their own emotions are and differentiate between what are their emotions and what are their parents or whoever they care for's emotions. And I think they quite intensively work with their mum or dad or whoever it may be, that they can find it hard to find who they are and just them alone in what they want and how they really feel. And I think they need to be given that time, and just that little bit of space is what we provide, so they can help realise who they are and how they feel about things.
It feels like I'm calm and everything, and then all of a sudden I snap. Something comes over us that it's not me anymore. It controls me. I just lose it. It feels like a volcano inside. It's like simmering. It's all calm, and then explodes. All of a sudden erupts, and I just lose it.
Sometimes when you're around other people, you have to like wear a mask, and you get home, that mask disappears. It's like two totally different people, and like you're wearing like a disguise half the time around the people that you're friends with and other family members. Sometimes it's the case, and a lot of the time it's because you can't let them see the real you, or you don't want to in case it worries them. And obviously you get home and that all goes away and it's back to just you.
Young people who are looking after someone for mental health reasons or any reason aren't always obvious to see, but it doesn't mean that they don't need help and support. And I think that's quite a big barrier, and people not having the time or the know-how to know exactly what to look for, because if you don't know what you're looking for, then how do you know? And I think people do need to know, because there's young people who really do need that little bit extra help and a bit of support.
When he goes to school, they don't seem to understand like his care role. They tend to like say with his attendance, if sometimes I've had appointments where I couldn't change, and like Michael has had to come with us, they've like jeopardised his attendance, and it's like brought to light where it's been an issue for the school. And they don't seem to take on the role that the fact is that it has got a caring role.
They do the cleaning for the family, they'll do the shopping, they'll take the responsibility of paying bills. The person can think, why is this my life? My friends don't have to do this, why do I have to do it? Why is it my life? And
there can be lots of problems for young carers in schools and education. There can be times when a young carer's been up all night looking after somebody and they come into school and they can be tired. and it means they can't concentrate in classes. They can be worried about what's going on at home because of all the caring responsibilities they have. They might be late. Very often young carers are the young people, are the students that are running into school 5 minutes late because of all the things they have to do at home before they even get to school. If they've got younger brothers and sisters, then sometimes they have to get them to school first before they can get into school. Lots of problems for young carers.
I have a good day at school, right? I'll see you tonight.
Okay.
A lot of it's highlighted through school, and I think when they go to school, and a lot of indicators are that they're late for school, they look very unkempt, they're tired, they're not getting their homework on time, there might be elements of bullying there or a decrease in behaviour, and then we rely on the school really to sort of pick up on those little bits of points and then do their bit of investigation, and then if that is highlighted, refer on to us and we can do that side of support and we can give the family that support that they need and that child.
Well, we have been involved with the Bridge, which is our local young carers association, and we've decided to sign up to their charter because we value there are 13 points in the charter, and we think that quite easily actually we could within a year have met all the points in that charter. So to ensure that we're giving a well-rounded and fully developed level of support to the young carers that are in our school.
So if you think about it now, think about the rows that you sat in. The chances are one person in that row is a young carer. You might not know it. You might not know that person's doing it, but the chances are one person is caring for somebody.
I think we'll be much more aware of all the hidden young carers that are out there, because there's a percentage of our young people who are carers who we haven't identified yet, so we don't have that understanding. We can't offer them support. So hopefully we'll have a better knowledge of who the young carers are, and then that they'll be happy to come and talk to us and say things aren't good at home, I haven't done my homework, so they'll feel better supported, and then with the knock-on effect that they'll be making better progress in school, but that they'll be happier, which at the end of the day, from our point of view, is the main thing, that the young people are happy at school.
In some schools you've got something like a carer's card, so like if you're ever late for school because for something that you had to do at home for being a young carer, some comprehensive schools they have the carer's card, which explains that you're a young carer and that you'll be late sometimes because of being a young carer.
And this is a great idea that's come from young carers themselves. It's a card that shows a picture of the student on the front, and on the back there's some negotiated allowances that have been agreed with the school and the student, and these can include being allowed to come into school a few minutes later. It might be that the young carer can ring home on a lunchtime to make sure everything's fine. It might be that they get an extra day to hand in the homework. And this just makes life easier for young people.
This next exercise is about the difficulties of being a young carer. See how many balls you can balance.
Young carers also hold this thing for social workers, where we go and talk to social workers and tell them how they can be better, because most young carers are involved with social workers and they've all let them down most of the time.
The young carers tell like the social workers what we go through, and it was like 2 hours of us telling them what we would like of them from in the future. It was really good because like it got the young carers' point of view across.
This is what happened when it all builds up, it can just explode.
I think it's really important that professionals working alongside young carers realise the particular stresses and strains on this group of young people. So whether you're a mental health worker, perhaps working with mum or dad in the family, whether you're a GP who's perhaps working with mum or dad, it's about thinking about who are the children in this family, what's the impact on them, are these children and young people acting as young carers, and what support might they need, and refer them to us if we can help.
Just listen, because when I was in year 7 and 8 and that, they didn't listen to us, they just took me as a naughty kid, and it was a bit upsetting. because I didn't think I had the support. But when I got told that I had counselling and they knew about us being a young carer, I thought to myself, at least they know. But teachers and support workers, they need to like mostly listen, because kids like me or any other child without that support will find a way to get heard.
Well, I did want to become something to do with animals, like a carer for animals. But I have also wanted to become a counsellor as well, because I'm really good at it at school.
A lawyer.
To go to college and study drama.
A policewoman.
Vet or animal carer, or like somebody who looks after little kids, so I know how they feel.
Hopefully someday make it on the West End.
An artist.
Get a band, be a musician, and tour the world and be famous.
I'm sure that sometime in life I did want to be a ballerina like every other 6-year-old.
Yeah, mechanic, because I can already fix a car.
When I was very young I wanted to be a dinosaur, now I know that's not possible.
I've always seen just one thing ahead of us, which has been in the police force.
I would like to go to university in London, but I don't think I could move away from my mum. But I'd like to move to London and then get a job.
Just enjoying my life.